Just pulling up to the capital of Texas. What's the capital of Texas? What's the capital of Texas? Houston. It's Houston. Guess what? You're dead, bitch. You're dead. You're dead.
Brian Johnson, also known as the Liber King, came to Austin, Texas Monday and checked into the Four Seasons and made the most direct threat yet against Joe Rogan's life. We're going to show you the video in a moment that got him arrested last night and charged with terroristic threats against Joe Rogan. But first, I want to give you a little bit of backstory here. I've seen his work for years and thought he was a bit eccentric, but even in the last 6 months or so, seeing clips of him, he looked increasingly deranged and mentally ill to me. That's my opinion. I don't think mental illness is funny. I'm very sad for him. I don't know why his family didn't get him help. Maybe they tried to get him help. But this looks like psychosis. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a psychiatrist. But just the dilated eyes, the wild looks, all of it. And so for the last few weeks, I had heard here locally in Austin through people I'm associated with that he was making increasingly escalated threats against Joe Rogan. And obviously my old friend Joe Rogan wasn't going to respond to that, but Joe has a lot of threats, a lot of people that have come after him, just like Elon Musk or anybody else prominent. Hell, I have. So I was already following very, very closely. Well, yesterday morning, I learned through someone closely associated with it that they were going to arrest him and that the arrest was happening. And so I went ahead and went with the report because that's what I've been told, but it was a misinterpretation. They were there on the scene surveilling it, but we're still waiting to get a warrant. So I apologize to the Austin Police Department. I put the report out at like 10:45 a.m. They didn't arrest him for many hours later. They weren't really pissed at me, but they reached out and said, Jones, will you take that down? We understand that you heard we already had gotten him. No, that's not the case. And so I'm very, very sorry. They did a great job catching and charging the 4 individuals that murdered our reporter, Jamie White, with capital murder. Big fan of the Austin Police Department, so I just want to get it clear. When I make mistakes, I apologize. It was an innocent mistake, but still a serious one, and I'll be more careful in the future. But that said, when I broke this at 10:45, it was only up for about an hour until I got the call and took it down. People were like, oh, yeah, all right, Jones, you're well known for making stuff up because CNN says so. No, I'm not known by people that actually know me for putting out bullshit. Like Joe Rogan says, nobody's been more accurate about politics the last 20-plus years than me. And so I am tomorrow's news today. And it was absolutely a fact that they were going to arrest him. I misunderstood that they had arrested him, okay? Or I wouldn't have put it out early. And I was just shocked to learn you got to get a warrant. Like if somebody's robbing a bank, you don't need a warrant for that. Or if the neighbor sees the other neighbor saying, I'm going to kill my wife, do the police need a warrant to come up? Do you have a witness and at least talk to him or detain him? But the Austin Police Department has to be real careful with our communist DA, Jose Garza, literally the worst Soros DA in the country. So I understand they have to go through that. Their hands are literally tied. And so they had to sit around and wait all day for a warrant when I've seen at least 7 or 8 videos in the last few weeks of this guy saying, I'm coming to fight you, I'm coming to get you, I'm going to destroy you, your life's over. But in the video you're about to see, and we'll just show you the whole thing so it's not edited, he posted this Monday night, and he's literally, you're dead. So see your family, it's over, it's going to be so loving, it's going to be so great. I mean, it's super creepy, totally insane. Oscar-winning actors like Al Pacino, I think is one of the greatest living actors, could not put on crazy this good. I mean, everybody knows crazy, dangerous, caveman comes and says you're dead, and I've brought my family, and make sure your family watches. It's going to be so loving. It's going to be so beautiful. So I'm very, very pleased that he has been taken into custody. And I hope Jose Garza, they say he's just going to release him, and he may already be out, doesn't just release him. He needs to be seen by psychiatric experts. I mean, he's literally like flipping out and talking to cockroaches, and it's wild. But this, before I show you the video that actually got him charged and arrested with terroristic threats, is what he said. And I guess he did some more videos too, I've just learned about, where he's like, here's my Dobermans, and you're dead, and I'm here, and this is it. This is the sickness of our society. Anybody super famous now has people like this. Luckily, I'm not as famous as Elon Musk or Joe Rogan. I've dealt with plenty of this I've never talked about on air. And of course, if you're coming to my house or office, we got armed security. I'm armed. I mean, you're not attacking a soft target. And Joe Rogan's got a ton of amazing security. But it doesn't stop people coming to Elon Musk's house or Joe Rogan's house all the time and saying they're coming to do him harm. So you can look at the statistics too. Mental illness is 4, 5, 6, 7 times what it was 50 years ago in the United States. 30% of the public's on SSRIs and other drugs. Women predominantly are way more mentally ill now than men. It's because we don't have God. And so I take no pleasure in the Liber King's arrest. It freaks me out. He's out of his mind. It's apparent. You don't need a psychology degree to see it. And I just hope when he does get out, he gets the help so he doesn't now obsess on Joe Rogan and come back again. But you don't have to be famous to have crazy people target you. It's happening everywhere, absolutely everywhere. And it reminds me of a story my mom told me. She was in Dallas, that's where I was born, with my dad by White Rock Lake. And she was about 8 months pregnant, and her and my dad were walking from the lake up back to the neighborhood where they live, where I was born. And this woman just walks off the front porch and just walks up and says, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill your baby. And just pulls a gun out and just points it at my mother and then just puts it down and wanders off. There's a lot of demonic stuff going on in the world, ladies and gentlemen. And that's why we need God. We need God now more than ever, and everybody needs to watch their six because this stuff is proliferating all around us. And especially if you're doing good, people that don't have God, it's the devil, whatever you want to call it, this force is working through them. So I hope the Liver King can get better. I know he's mad at Joe because Joe once, years ago, I've seen the clip, they go, look at this guy, he says he's not on steroids, and you look at the body, you know, it has that classic bloatedness about it. And maybe he ate enough livers or whatever, that's what it did. But it's okay, Liver King. You're a public figure, be ready to be criticized. So he's melting down. His life's falling apart. He wants to blame Joe Rogan. That's pretty clear. That's what this was about. And I'm just glad the Austin Police Department was able to get him peacefully, and there was no problems. And again, I'm very thankful to the Austin Police Department. And I apologize that I jumped the gun. I'd love to be tomorrow's news today. But for those that said I made it up, because it took 8 hours after I reported that for him to actually get arrested, I don't get up here and break news, you know, and want to be wrong. Okay, so I'm definitely not making stuff up. Occasionally, something happens different than I thought. It was like 5 days before RFK Jr. endorsed Trump. I was told by people very close up in the high-level campaign that, hey, we're fans of the show. We think you might want to know this. He's going to endorse Trump this Friday. That was on a Monday. And he's going to do it either in L.A. or in Tucson. So they said, oh, well, thank you. I said, I went on air, announced that, and people said, that's bullshit. That's never happening. And, of course, it happened, like I said. I mean, I don't break these stories to not have credibility. I mean, Alex Jones was right, is the cliche. So, but I'm going to remember to be even more careful when I'm told, yeah, they're arresting him right now. Oh, great, boom. And I wasn't told, hey, don't report it. I was like, okay, well, I should have said, hey, are you sure? You know, I should have called my police contacts and stuff. And they weren't really mad. They just said, okay, you didn't understand. You didn't know it's okay. But no, I actually, it is bad. And so I own up to it. And that's important to do. So I apologize. But as for Liver King and his family, we're not your enemies. We're not against you. And I would hope as an intermediary that when you get some psychiatric help, and if I see you online, you look sane again, then I would love to have you on my show, love to take you out to dinner. Who knows, build a bridge. Imagine you know, going on Joe's show, I would imagine, if we can see that you get some mental health. And look, I've had my own mental health issues, not like super intense like this, but I, 7, 8, 9 years ago, you know, got a little out there, and I remember what it was like, and only later did I realize, hey, I was a little bit of a psychosis. Not a super deep one, but, you know, I was sticking my toe in. And in this crazy society, it's okay to admit that's going on. People say, why would you admit that? You know, why would you admit you paid for all these abortions when you were young? Well, so that people can understand they can be forgiven now, realizing it's wrong. I didn't know I was killing my kids. Now it's a total horror. I'd die for any of my 4 kids now. So I've told the story that I paid for quite a few abortions, thinking, oh, it's just a blob, it's not my kid, whatever. I didn't do it since I was 18. But I mean, I tell those stories because that's what it is to be real. So I don't just tell you the stuff that makes me look good. I tell you everything because I think that's my superpower, straight shooting you. So Liver King, once you get better, we're glad Joe Rogan's safe. Here is the video that got him arrested, and then here is the video of him being arrested.
Just pulling up to the capital of Texas. What's the capital of Texas? What's the capital of Texas? Houston. It's Houston. Guess what? You're dead, bitch. You're dead. You're dead. Because welcome to Texas. We just got here, and I'm just going to make this a quick one because I'm going to honor my family. I'm going to record a lot this week, and then I'm going to stop recording afterwards. We're here. Boys, go ahead and sit down. Sit. Thank you for being so good. I forgot about you. Yeah, you're my best friends. This is Mace. Joe Rogan, I'd like for you to meet Doberman 1. This is Axe. You've already met him, but maybe you weren't paying attention. I'd like for my family to meet your family. These are my family call and my family, my queen. And my door's right over here. Her name is Bojana. My boys' name is Striker, Ryan, and Zach. And these are my dogs. And here to share my family with your family. Right after. Before and after. We'll bookend it with love, but we'll make a mosh pit in the middle. We'll tear each other apart. I haven't slept. I've been waiting to get here. Now we're here. The name doesn't message. The name doesn't message. Okay, boys. King time.
Hey, okay, perfect.
Should we go separate or together? Okay, so what did they say?
They, listen, just take this with a grain of salt, but they assured me he's going to be in and out.
Yeah.
It's like, we got to process you. He'll bail out, but we're talking probably 24 hours.
24 hours?
Maybe first thing tomorrow when he sees the judge. I don't know.
Oh, so it's not an hour. He's going to be the 24 hours.
I don't know. They could do a 24-hour.
Take you this way to the lobby.
Thank you. And then do you know where their vehicle is? So
Yes, it's just gonna, when you go out to the driveway.
thank you for your discretion. They said in and out, but to a cop, in and out could mean 24 hours.
Oh.
Lead them to the driveway. Yes.
So that means 24 hours.
I don't know, Miss Barbara. I'm saying that they could hold him for 24 hours. However, they said in and out, which means they could go there and then he comes back out. But I'm under the assumption he would need to see a judge before he is dismissed. Rogan's guys are gone.
Really? Thank you.
I'm with him.
Yeah. And these items are for you? I would take that with me. That's for oh, yeah, you just, let me see that.
No.
I'm mobile, bro. I do shit like that. That'll You guys put handcuffs on people in the back of the car? Inside the car? Not that. Because it seems pretty protected.
Well, that's going on wife.
InfoWars has only survived these insanely intense deep state attacks against us because of you. And InfoWars is not out of the woods yet.